The never-ending debate, what's the best surf skate? Although it is hard to tell which brand has the best surf skate, when it comes to surf simulation, Yow and Smoothstar are always on top. In this video, we will compare both Smoothstar and Yow throughout different categories while sharing our thoughts and experience so that you can better understand which one fits you better. We wanted to approach this comparison from a holistic point of view, and thus we will also consider other factors such as the brand and customer experience so that you can have a better idea of how it truly feels to own a Yow or a Smoothstar. So overall, in this video, we will compare both brands in the following categories: the trucks, the boards, the wheels, the overall quality, and the brand and customer experience. But before starting the video, if you want, please share with us your experience both with the Yow or the Smoothstar in the comments down below. So let's start with the trucks. Currently, Yow sells two trucks, the S4 and the Meraki trucks, while Smoothstar also sells two trucks, their original thruster and now recently a truck for kids. One thing to consider about Smoothstar is that you cannot buy their trucks separately as they only sell complete surf skates. Smoothstar claims that they do this to prevent riders from choosing wrong boards, and they have a point. From my experience riding custom setups with Smoothstar trucks, these Smoothstar trucks are very sensitive to board changes and definitely don't work with every board. So how do the thrusters work? So starting off with Smoothstar, Smoothstar uses a tension spring that is attached horizontally to a pivoting arm. One of the great things about the Smoothstar thruster is that the tension of the spring is adjustable. This is great as through time, springs tend to loosen, and also they give the rider the chance to decide whether or not they want tight or loose trucks. For example, when I ride in the park, I prefer tighter trucks as I can carve higher, but when I ride in the street, I prefer looser trucks so that I can do sharper turns. So what about Yow? As I said before, Yow currently offers two trucks, the Meraki and the S4. Essentially, both trucks use a coil spring which is wrapped around, connecting the base plate to the pivoting arm. Although this was already explained in the Meraki review, the main difference between the S4 and the Meraki is that the S4 has a 4mm coil spring, while the Meraki has a 5mm coil spring, which results in a more stable riding experience. So how do the three trucks compare? Out of the three, the S4 is the most radical truck. It has a similar feeling to that of a shortboard and is highly responsive to body movements, especially when mounted to a board with a short wheelbase. The Smoothstar, on the other hand, has a deeper carve, which allows you to hold the rail better when doing carves. From my experience, the Smoothstar carves are the ones that get closer to surfing from all the surf skates, especially the bottom turns, the cutbacks, and the top turns. They really have nailed those maneuvers, and it truly feels like you're surfing. Another thing that I've noticed is that while both Yow and Smoothstar have deep carves, the Smoothstar tilts throughout the whole board, while the Yow is more front heavy and doesn't tilt as much at the back. This results in the Smoothstar holding the rails better as you can really push your weight on the side. But on the other hand, the Yow trucks, especially the Meraki, have a better rail-to-rail flow. So summarizing, the S4 has a radical carve similar to that of a shortboard and has an internal coil spring that is not adjustable. The Smoothstar, on the other hand, has a deeper carve that is less radical than the S4 but more than the Meraki, and has an internal horizontal tension spring that is adjustable. Last but not least, we have the Meraki, which is more stable, has smoother carves and better rail-to-rail flow, and also has an internal coil spring that is not adjustable. Surf skates are more than just the trucks, so what about the boards? Starting off with Yow, Yow offers a great variety of boards, ranging from the 29-inch Hossegor board for kids to the 40-inch Waikiki Classic longboard. But my favorite boards from Yow are the Performance series, especially the Snappers and the Arico. On the other hand, we have Smoothstar. Smoothstar sells both smaller boards such as the 26-inch Hammerhead and larger boards such as the 35.5-inch Manta Ray. But my favorite board from Smoothstar is the 33-inch Holy Toledo, which just fits my stance perfectly. Both brands have great boards, but there's a few things to consider. For starters, before buying any board, you not only need to know the length of the board, but the wheelbase. The wheelbase is super important, has a huge impact in the feeling of the trucks. And as a guide, the Smoothstars tend to have a smaller wheelbase compared to a Yow for a board of the same length. So if you usually ride a 32-inch board in a Yow, for example, I would go for at least a 33 or a 34-inch board if you want to buy a Smoothstar, because the difference in wheelbase is significant. Another thing to consider is concave. Usually, Smoothstar boards have more concave than Yow, and although recently Yow has introduced the snappers, which has a bit of concave and a rocker on the nose, boards such as the Felipe Toledo or the Manta Ray have still more concave than the snappers. So that's all about boards. So now onto the wheels. Originally, Yow used to sell 66mm 78A wheels that were offered in a range of colors, but now due to COVID, they have switched to softer wheels, a 76A Euro wide wheels that are only offered in one color. On the other hand, Smoothstar sells two wheels, the 62mm and the 65mm 83A wheels, which are reference have a harder durometer than the 76A wheels that Yow sells currently. So we have talked about the boards, the trucks, and the wheels, and now we will compare the durability of the Smoothstar versus the Yow. Starting off, we must consider that although the Smoothstar and the Yow are high-end surf skates, they're still surf skates, and surf skates will tend to wear out through time and break faster than normal skateboards. With that in mind, one of the problems with Yow's trucks is that the coil spring would tend to snap from time to time. Or at least in the past. I've been riding now the Meraki for about 6 months, and I've had no problems with the spring, but for sure in previous versions the 4mm would snap from time to time, although usually Yow would send replacements or you could buy one for a small price online. Despite the issue with the springs, I believe that Yow has one of the best boards in the game. They have both great graphics and quality, and I even have boards from them that have lasted years of harsh riding. Smoothstar also has great quality when it comes to the wheels. They have just the right softness, and in my experience, they're the wheels that have lasted me the longest. Nevertheless, although Smoothstar boards have a great shape, they don't last as long as other boards and are more susceptible to damage. So last but not least, we're going to compare the values behind the brand and the customer experience. If there's one point to give to Yow, it's their marketing. Both through their products and social media, they're influencing the community and driving the industry forward. It really shows how passionate they are, and they have a great team of riders that are creating new tricks and pushing the surf skate to the next level. My experience with Yow up till now has been great. Both the customer service and the community managers have always been quick to respond, and they have always solved my problems quickly. On the other hand, we have Smoothstar, which highly values surf training, and they're really focused in making the best technique possible, and really that's something that I can appreciate because they truly show that they're passionate about making the best surf out of you. But my personal experience with the brand has neither been good or bad, but I've heard other experiences of people having problems with the customer service, and it's definitely an area that they need to work on. So that's all, folks. In today's video, we've seen the trucks, we've looked at the wheels, the boards, the brand itself, the customer service, and the overall quality of the surf skate, so that you can have a better idea of the experience of owning both a Yow or a Smoothstar. So if you're really interested in buying either a Yow or a Smoothstar, my suggestion would be testing one out, either from a shop or from your local friend, just to feel which one is the best fit for you. So if you made it this far and like our content, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. And also, if you want, you can comment below your experience with the Yow or the Smoothstar. We would love to hear your opinion. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.